Alright, welcome back to Against the Storm. And we have a new update today, the Payment Planner update. So this will be my first time ever seeing this update. And we can explore it together here. I'm still trying to work my way out to an adamantium seal, which was out here. Oh, there it is, okay. So I need to be heading down left. I thought it was up left. Alright. So let's see, we've got these little lines here, the dark lines you can see in between here are difficulty layers. So each time you go past one of these lines, your difficulty increases slightly. That was always in, it's just an indicator now. And what do we got here? Royal Woodlands. Oh, I didn't even look at the modifier. What is it? I'm only going to get one cornerstone. Well, that could be very bad or not a problem at all. This has 10 starting people and a lot of stuff, so this is almost certainly the correct caravan to pick. Royal Woodlands, I've got 10 points. That's a lot of points to spend because we're in the early difficulty stages here. The Amber's discounted. The Royal Woodlands, it's hard to pick what you can. Everything is useful in the Royal Woodlands. All of the stuff you can bring with you. The herbs, and you get mushrooms and berries, so the herbalist camp is good. But you also get roots and veggies, so the foragers is good. And you get meat and eggs, so the trappers are good. So it's all down to RNG. If you take a camp with you, you might find what you need, you might not. Am I getting humans? I'm not getting humans, so I'm not going to be guaranteed fertile soil. But I still think I'm going to take this discounted plantation. And hope I can take advantage of the berries somehow. Because I don't like to bring a camp with me in the Royal, because no matter what camp you bring, it's always the wrong one. Because that's how these things work. I could use some bricks or stone, or the bricks. No, the bricks are increased in price, so I'll take the stone. 2 points left. Both of the large food items were discounted, so that's great. We're starting with a ton of food, and this is a pretty good start. Cannot complain about what I'm getting here. Alright, what do we got? Bleeding trees. This is not a bad one. It's nice. 2 resin every time you cut down a tree during the drizzle. Oh, is it not? Oh, yeah, okay. It's only drizzle. And then it's just nice to get a bunch of resin for no reason. It's useful in trading. Incense. Not sure I'll need incense, but I might find a use for it. Fog, nice easy one. Just need housing. Rotting wood. Can be annoying. But for the most part, it's not a big deal since you usually remove your woodcutters during the storm anyway, by the time you reach Hostility 2. Acid Rain. That's an annoyance that I frequently forget to work around. And Eclipse is extremely nasty in terms of fulfilling it. All it does is make people take longer breaks, but it's basically unavoidable. You're not going to have 2 services going almost ever, so if you hit 6, you're going to have long breaks. But for a level 6, Hostility 6 mystery, this is pretty minor. Just longer breaks is an annoyance, but it's almost impossible to avoid. Alright, what do we got here? We have some clay, we have some trapper items. This is going to be the Weaver for sure, as much as I would. The Clothier is very good. Both of these want coats. Oh, this is actually a harder decision. The difference from 1-star to 2-star coats is just massive. Coats take a long time to make, and they start costing more and more fabric. Even at level 2, it's 2 fabric, and it goes up to like 2.5 minutes or something like that. The Clothier is really this is the thing I want for creating coats. I don't want to make them anywhere else if I can avoid it. Oh boy, and you might not get offered another coat building again. Yeah, I'm gonna take the clothier. This is very unusual for me. And then, of course, it's because I brought a plantation, of course it gives me a fertile soil building, because that's how these things happen, 2 fertile soil buildings. If I get foxes, I might take the forester's hut. I might take it anyway, but I can already get resin. But getting dew wouldn't be bad, so I might take the forester's hut. But it's not a decision I will make now. Let's get my map turned the way I like it. Got 10 people, so throw in 3 woodcutters at the moment. Shift priority 1. Alright, now I haven't seen this payment planner thing yet. As I understand it, it's an icon that will form up here. But since I don't have any payments that I have to make, I guess I don't get to see that panel yet. So yeah, I've never seen that panel. I'm not playing in any of the early access items right now. The beta branch, the experimental branch, that's what they call it. I used to play experimental a lot, but I've stopped doing that. Alright, we're only getting 1 cornerstone every time. And I'm going to save my rerolls for the legendaries. So if I'm not impressed by the epics, I'm just going to decline. Yeah, I'll just take the amber there. Because I have harpies, I want to look at this stuff now. +1 planks is always nice. A few tools, a bunch of bricks. This is just a nice one to get. Don't like giving up 7 packs of building materials when I don't have an industrial building, but oh well. Oh God. Do I take this? This is the safe pick. I've already got the coats. It's going to fulfill automatically. +2 coat production, a bunch of fabric, a few parts. This is the smart choice. Hurried expedition. The apothecary is a decent building. Tea, incense, and biscuits could all be useful. The incense can use that resin I'm going to be getting for free. Skewers should not matter. 5 parts is nice. But it means I have to break into a dangerous glade like right away. And with only 10.5 minutes to finish it, and no foxes to speed up the event, and no trader coming until year 2, I might not even be able to get the items I need to complete the event, so I think I have to skip that. So yeah, I'll take this option. It's perfectly acceptable. I would rather do this, but it's risky. We're not gonna do 3 events in 17 minutes. Although, once again, the rewards there are very nice, but it's not going to happen. I prefer the rewards on this, but it's always taking a chance. If you have to rebuild or salvage, you might not find one. But plus clay and stone are a weakness of the Royal Woodlands. Planks are not that important. I'm gonna go with this side. I'm sure I'll find one thing to rebuild or salvage somewhere eventually. First wood has come in. Let's get the shelters up. Never checked that. They did put the harpy in there. They usually do if you start with them, but I should have checked it to make sure. Get a second builder to help get all this stuff up. 10 people. I've got 12 housing going up. I might only get 2 newcomers, so that might be sufficient, so I don't need to put another shelter up necessarily. So I can get the stone cutter going here. I would like to get that clay out of the way so I can fit a 3x3 building in there. Generally, I start with 8 provisions. I think that's an old habit. I think I needed 8 provisions packs for an event at some point in time. I think there was 8 provisions required for an early event that I don't see anymore, so it probably got changed at some point, but 8 is still a good number for any trades, so that's generally what I go with. Lets them complete that 3 times. Seems to work out fairly well. Basically, I go for 3 cycles worth. If I get like the thing that gives +1 packs and I'm producing 4 at a time, then I'll bump that up to 11 instead of 8. Alright, I do not have any industrial buildings at the moment, so I need all of these. That means I need to pick something or re-roll now. Do I want the crystal dew or do I want the re-roll? I think I'm gonna re-roll. I've got the amber. If I knew I was gonna find a ton of fertile soil, I would take the forester's hut, but I probably need to put a plantation on the first 2 patches of soil I find. So I would need to find 3 patches. Well, the alchemist's hut. That's another way to get crystal dew. I can use resin here. So yeah, it's a nice easy way to get crystal dew in case I find a way to make tools, or if I get foxes for the 3rd race. And tea and wine are both useful for one of these races. If I get foxes, that would work out real well because they'd like both tea and wine, and I would have double tea, double wine, and need the dew. So This is just a very good building. On the other hand, scrolls are also useful because both the beavers and the harpies like scrolls. But I'm not going to get any leather. It's usually not a problem. I should have a fair amount of wood, but without a plank building it might be a little tougher. And currently I don't have a way to produce the wine or the pigments. And I can produce scrolls in the clothier if I have to. So I'm going to take the hut, I think. And manufactory versus greenhouse. Manufactory is a decent building all around. The greenhouse is also solid, but it's more solid if I can find a drizzle geyser. I will not pick this at the moment. If I find a drizzle geyser, I might take the greenhouse. Alright, let's see what we got. We're still not, it's not going to tell me what my third race is yet. I see how it is. Well, if I take 7 coal, that will get me enough coal to do 2 burn events, if I find 2 burn events, which are fairly common, so throw in the extra villager, and I guess this is the better side. Does leave me 1 housing short, but that's not a big deal. Just means one person is moving slower from the fog at the moment. Oops, did not check trade routes. Yeah, this is an okay price for an early route. I guess I'll take that. That's not a good price on the barrels. Resin. You get these resin often that offers a lot. And that's going to get me to 20 amber right off the bat. That's one of the reasons I really like this resin mystery. So Anil is going to be halfway to level 2 already, I think. And we'll have a bunch of amber coming in. I don't have a ton of food, but 6 amber is pretty solid. I'm going to take that as well. Move Smoldering City along towards level 1 there. Now we can see the payments thing. Alright, first look at the payments panel. Okay, so this payment will be due in the 2nd year clearance season. So I have 4 minutes and 28 seconds to pay this if I have to. That's very nice. The fact that there's now a 1 season delay will make Prestige much easier. If I don't have that amber, I can still open during the storm and sell to the trader when they get here in year 2. If you don't pay, 2 villagers go back. Source, prestige modifier, type tax. And I wonder if there is an alert that can be set up so that you will, like it says, you can pay at the last minute, and that payment will be made just before the deadline. I wonder if there's an alert that can be set up to auto pause right before that happens. Let's see if there's anything in the new options here. It won't be under, well, it's general. I suppose it could be. Alright, nothing there. Gameplay. Auto payment by default. Yeah, I don't want any default payments. I will deal with those manually because sometimes there are things you want to work around. Same reason I don't auto collect trade routes, even though 95% of the time that's fine, if not more. Alright, this is a new option to stop sacrificing after the storm. There are extremely few occasions where I don't want to continue sacrificing after the storm. So that's a great option to check. That will save me a little bit of resources, and on rare occasions when I completely forget about sacrificing, that will take care of it. And it looks like that's the only other option there. Alerts. An upcoming payment alert is automatically enabled. So I assume that is what I was hoping for, the option that it will warn me right before it's going to get triggered. I might have to set that to last minute to trigger that. I don't know if that will work. I might have to test that. Alright, back at it. What were we doing here? We had found a beaver house. I'm gonna need that. It's not much of a discount. 8 planks instead of 12, but I guess it's still a discount. Although honestly, is it worth trading 12 planks for 10 pottery and 20 pies? Well, 12 planks, 10 wood and some clay or stone. No, it's probably the rebuild. Although the rebuild is still 8 planks, so this is really 4 planks plus 10 wood and stone. Oh, that's when you realize it's only a 4 plank difference. 20 pie for 4 planks is a pretty dang good deal. Yeah, I'll salvage that eventually. Uh-oh. Fuming machinery is not a good one to get right off the bat, and I need this fertile soil. I need to fix this. This is one of the worst events to get right off the bat. You don't have the rain collector built. There's no way I can deal with the water needs. 30 drizzle water. If I put up 2 rain collectors, staffed it with 4 people, 4 people will trigger 4 times in a minute, maybe a little less with breaks. I assume it's 3 times a minute. That's 6 water each minute. I need to get to 30 water. That would be 5 minutes. I only have 8 minutes before it triggers. Alright, if I get the rain collectors up right now, I should be able to do that. I don't have enough of the other resource either. I might end up having to fix this, and that would mean I would have to hope that they can sell me 2 barrels. Otherwise, this is all going to blow up, and that's going to be a massive problem. Alright, I should have enough clay. I should be able to get to 12 bricks. Turn you onto just bricks. We've got enough stone and clay. Get the rain collectors up. I'm going to put up 3 of them. Force delivery now. Get those 2 planks in. Give you a second person. I'm gonna have to yank all the woodcutters and put them into the rain collectors. I think we can get this done, just barely. And set it to drizzle water. Yank those woodcutters. Well, free samples is perfectly acceptable. I'm not going to try re-rolling around that. It's not what I would... It's not my favorite, but I like parts. I'll definitely take this pretty happily. And I can look at this timed order because I already busted a glade. Fulfilling jerky is highly unlikely to happen unless I buy the jerky. Getting harpies to 18, 8 aesthetics, this will happen. The reward is acceptable. That's fine. Oh, I don't like doing the 20 packs of crops thing. But I don't have a workshop. I don't have to make this pick yet. But I imagine I'm going to have to pick the advanced farming side eventually. But I will take a chance on finding a workshop. This will count as my salvage building for the Lost in the Woods. So if I just pop 2 small glades, I can turn that in. That'll get me another building. Boy. Since I had to build rain collectors, and I've got the parts cornerstone, I probably don't have to destroy those rain collectors, or at least I can probably keep 2 of them up, so the greenhouse just got better. So I am going to take the greenhouse here. Jorg, small farm, no thank you. Porridge production. Insects for mushrooms. I have... Okay, this is not bad because I have the greenhouse. Alright, I want 4 amber to open 2 small glades. So I would need 6 more amber. And I can sell resin for that. I can also sell this copper ore. Although the copper ore is useful for building materials. And the resin is not. But I'm still short, so I guess the copper's going to have to go as well. Oh, that's a new feature that in this update that I forgot about. You have the auto, so I can just hit auto to complete that, and it will automatically put it there, and I don't have to mess around clicking 1 over, 2 over, 5 over all the time anymore. That's a nice little feature. Quite happy to see that. Alright, going with that. What am I short on? I'm short on parts. Oh, shoot. Stonecutter. I don't need the stonecutter, and it is conveniently empty right now. I'm not even losing any resources. Thank you. Alright, let's start getting these things transported. Force delivery on the bricks. Still got a harpy in there for carrying capacity. Start moving that stuff now. As soon as you have delivered the bricks, you will also become a scout. And the other beavers can go back to chopping. Oh, I forgot I had all these trade routes coming in. I didn't need to mortgage myself for that 6 amber. I looked up here and I saw no trade routes available, so I thought that I didn't have any way of making money. I forgot that I had 3 routes already in action, and that's why there were none showing. Okay, fine. Smoldering City needs 4 amber to get to the next level, but I am running out of food rapidly and people are too busy to be gathering food right now. And I'm about to use a bunch of bricks for that event, so I don't want to trade the stone. Yeah, I think I'll skip these. Why is it double notifying me on those trade routes? Are we gonna get this done in time? Oh my goodness. Alright, I have picture proof here. 4 minutes 32, 4 minutes 33. This should not explode. If it explodes, I'm calling a bug. Oh, see, and now it's 4:15 to 4:14 because a person was walking, so it lied about how much time I had, and by 1 second we are going to fail this event. I need a sea marrow to sacrifice, and the odds of getting that from an early trader is almost non-existent. It might be non-existent. I don't know that they ever sell any sea marrow. If I had gotten a fox, the fox would have taken care of that problem. Anything that improves event speed? No. Well, I think that's going to be the end of this map. And Jorg also does not have marrow, and he does not have any blueprints that would get, or any cornerstones that would give me event speed. And yeah, it is double notifying on trade routes now, so that's a bug that they will have to fix. I imagine that will get fixed in the next update, or possibly a hot fix in the next day or so. It's probably not a terribly difficult fix.
Hello.
I'll buy the clay pit. Got the money.
Oh,
Let's move all of these so they don't get blown up. Okay, they were far enough away they wouldn't have gotten blown up anyway. But yeah, we're losing all that fertile soil. And I should pull these two out, but it's like 53 seconds, 53 seconds. I don't know if it's going to explode or not. See, they're ticking down at the same time. I don't know if that's going to explode or not. I need more clarification on that. Yes, we're out of food. I built the trapper, I never put anybody in it, and I got distracted looking at the timer. And it explodes, we lose 2 people, and I just quit. Yep. End of that game. La-di-da-di-da. Oh, it did not explode the fertile soil. Okay, if it's gonna leave me the fertile soil, this game might be recoverable then. But if I had known it was going to explode, I would have pulled those 2 harpies. So yeah, I think I'm going to take a momentary break here, go make a post about that in the Discord before I forget, and then I will come back and continue this. See y'all in a bit.